Is your medication on this list? 10 drugs linked to memory loss after 60. If you've ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went in there, if a name sits right on the tip of your tongue and just won't come out, if you catch yourself reading the same line 3 times before it finally sticks, then stay with me for the next few minutes, because this might not be what you think it is. Here's what most people do when the fog starts. They blame their age, they laugh it off, they call it a senior moment, and deep down, some of them quietly start to fear something much worse. But there's a third explanation, and almost nobody checks it. The medicine cabinet. The very pills you take to sleep better, to calm your nerves, to settle your stomach after dinner. Those same pills may be the thing clouding your memory. And I want to be clear about something before we go any further. This isn't your brain failing, and it isn't your fault. Doctors have a name for this. They call it anticholinergic burden. That sounds complicated, so let me translate. It's the combined weight of medications that block acetylcholine, and acetylcholine is the chemical messenger your brain uses to form new memories and pull up old ones. Picture it like this. Acetylcholine is a mail carrier, moving messages from one neuron to the next, all day, every day. Some of the most common drugs in America quietly pull those mail carriers off the street. One here, one there. Take 2 or 3 of these medications at the same time, and suddenly half the neighborhood isn't getting its mail. And after 60, there's a second problem stacked on top. Your body clears these drugs more slowly than it used to, so the effect doesn't just happen. It builds. So today, I'm counting down 10 of the most common medications linked to memory problems in people over 60. We'll go from the least surprising all the way down to the most surprising. And I'll tell you this much about the last one. It's sold without a prescription, no doctor needed, and millions of people take it every single night thinking it's completely harmless. Before we start the countdown, do me a small favor. As we go through the list, count how many of these are sitting in your cabinet right now. Then put that number, just the number, in the comments. I read every single one, and honestly, it helps other people see they're not the only ones dealing with this. All right. Number 10, statins, like Lipitor. Call this one the cholesterol guard. Now, most people would never in a million years connect their heart pill to their memory. And to be fair, the evidence here is the mildest on this entire list. But enough people reported brain fog that lifted when their medication was adjusted that the FDA added a note about it on the label. Worth knowing, this is usually about which statin and what dose, not about the whole category. Different statins behave differently in the brain. From your heart, let's move to your nerves. Number 9, Gabapentin, the nerve calmer. One of the most prescribed drugs in the entire country, mostly for nerve pain. It works by slowing down signals in your nervous system. The trouble is, it doesn't always ask which signals to slow. Studies in older adults have linked it to slower thinking and dizziness, and a large study published just last year linked 6 or more gabapentin prescriptions to a higher risk of dementia within 10 years. And there's a detail most people never hear. This drug leaves your body through the kidneys, and kidneys slow down with age, which means the dose that made sense at 55 can end up being too much at 72, even if nothing else changed. Number 8, opioid painkillers. Vicodin, Percocet, Tramadol. Now you might be thinking, everybody knows those make you drowsy. True, but the drowsiness is only the part everyone sees. Long-term use in seniors has been linked to lasting memory trouble, not just a groggy afternoon that wears off. And pain medicine has changed a lot in the last 10 years. There are options today that simply didn't exist when many of these prescriptions were first written. And speaking of pain, the next one lives in the same cabinet. Number 7, Flexeril, the muscle relaxer. Maybe you got it for your back, and it does help the muscle. The problem is, it doesn't stop at the muscle. Flexeril has strong anticholinergic effects. Remember our mail carriers? This one pulls them off the street. And muscle relaxers were designed for flare-ups, for the bad week after you overdid it in the yard. A pill meant for the bad week often turns into a pill taken every day for years. That's where the burden builds. Number 6. Amitriptyline. A lot of you are taking this for back pain, for fibromyalgia, or to help you sleep, and strangely enough, some of you don't even know it's actually an old antidepressant. It's also one of the heaviest anticholinergic drugs still commonly given to seniors, so heavy that geriatric guidelines specifically flag it for people over 65. Newer alternatives exist for every single thing this drug is used for. Every one. Sleep, nerve pain, mood. This is a tool from the 60s still hanging on in a world with better ones. Number 5. Xanax and Ativan, the nerve soothers. They quiet anxiety by sedating the brain, and unfortunately that includes the hippocampus, which is the little region that files your new memories away for safekeeping. Long-term use in seniors is linked to memory decline. Now listen carefully, because this one comes with the only hard warning on this list. Never stop these suddenly. Stopping cold can be genuinely dangerous, more dangerous than staying on. If this one is ever going to go, it goes slowly with supervision, over weeks or months. That's not the doctor controlling you. That's just how this chemical works. Number 4. Ambien, one of the most prescribed sleep pills for your age group. And here's the trap hiding inside it. Ambien gives you sleep, yes, but sedated sleep is not the same thing as deep, natural sleep. And deep, natural sleep is exactly when your brain files the day's memories away. So you're getting hours in bed, but your memory isn't getting what it needs. You're paying for sleep and receiving sedation. Those are not the same product. Number 3. And this is where it gets surprising. Oxybutynin, the pill for overactive bladder. Almost nobody connects a bladder pill to their brain. That's exactly the problem. It's one of the more powerful anticholinergics out there, and research on older adults links this drug class to measurable cognitive decline. Now the good news, and it really is good news, newer bladder medications exist that barely touch the brain at all. Same job, different chemistry. Most people taking the old one have simply never been told the new ones exist. Well, now you have. Number 2. Omeprazole, Prilosec, Nexium, the heartburn pills. Half of you watching have probably taken one of these for years, maybe decades. Long-term use can gradually lower your vitamin B12, and at your age, that matters more than you might think. Low B12 in a senior looks almost exactly like memory loss. Same fog, same forgetfulness. And this is the easiest one on the whole list to get answers on, because one simple blood test settles it. B12 is a standard lab. You don't need to convince anyone of anything. You just need the number. And now, number 1, Benadryl. And every nighttime product with those 2 little letters, PM, on the label. Tylenol, PM. Zidzaquil. The ingredient inside is called diphenhydramine, and it is one of the strongest anticholinergics you can buy without any prescription at all. Millions of seniors swallow it every night as a sleep aid, thinking it's the safe choice. Studies of older adults have linked years of heavy use of this drug class to a higher risk of dementia. Not just fog. Dementia. And most people never realize this. You don't even need an appointment to act on this one. Your pharmacist can tell you in 30 seconds, standing right at the counter, which newer antihistamines handle allergies just as well without touching your memory. Loratadine is one name to remember. And if Benadryl has been your sleep aid, that's a different conversation worth having, because gentler paths to sleep exist. 30 seconds, no waiting room. Now, before you go, I know some of you don't love dealing with doctors. Maybe you felt rushed. Maybe you felt like nobody really listens. I get it, and you're not wrong to feel that way. But look at what you're holding now. This list is leverage. You're not walking in there to ask permission. You're walking in with questions they have to answer. It's your body, your memory, and your right to question every pill on that counter. The one rule, and it's the only one I'll give you, is don't stop any of these cold on your own. A few of them, you just heard which ones, are more dangerous to quit suddenly than to keep taking while you sort it out. Get your answers first, then decide from strength, not from guessing. Because memory trouble after 60 isn't always aging. Sometimes it's chemistry. And chemistry can be changed. If this video opened your eyes today, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And don't forget to leave your number in the comments. I'll be reading.